Now I think we should start. There are 11 participants already. So first of all, thank you all for attending this call. The first rule here is this is a CNCF project, so we should be kind of kind to each other, especially when telling something like criticizing other people's work. But yeah, so my name is Jod. I'm going to be the MC today. And okay, 13 participants. Again, we don't have too many topics for today, as far as I checked on the hack mod, right? There is okay. Okay, first blog post about how to write a plugin. Okay, isif, yeah. It's your project, right, Thomas?
Yes, as you know, in the last version of CSDIG, we introduced a plugins framework to extend features, functionalities of Falco. So the idea behind is to be able to apply rules over any kind of event streams you may have. So we proposed directly as first plugin CloudTrail from Amazon, so you can apply rules on any security event you can find out in the CloudTrail trails. So as we also provide a framework in Golang for enhancing the user experience to let people create new plugins easily in Go. I wrote the first blog post with this is a getting started. What are the basics to start by the creation of a new plugin? So for my example, it's really simple. It's just about gathering and applying rules over Docker events, local Docker events. But it works if you are running Docker in Swarm mode too. It should work. This is just a step-by-step example to make you aware how to write a plugin. And I also write a blog post about how to register the plugin. It will be released next week, I guess. Okay. And others, next blog post will be more advanced with authentications, how to close correctly the streams. We will also work on shared libraries for avoiding people to be annoyed by mechanisms like authentications to cloud providers. We can create a library and everybody will be able to use it as a module. So take a look, and if you have any feedback about, please reach me on Slack. And we'll try to improve the blog post.
Sure. Do you have a kind of a roadmap for what kind of plugins you would like to see, or something in your mind?
The most important for us is to replace the current implementations of K88 Kubernetes audit logs. Currently, we have an internal web servers in Falco, so it works when you are running Falco in not managed clusters, because the audit logs for Azure, GCP, or Amazon are already collected by the cloud provider, so you can't directly connect Falco to the stream. So we would like to replace these implementations and have one plugin per kind of cloud provider. So we'll be able with this, with those plugins to collect audit logs from Azure, GCP, or Amazon, and we will have the same extractor because the format is the same. So yeah, we want to be able to. We want these plugins first, and for Amazon, for example, we need to write a plugin for CloudWatch because events are in CloudWatch. For GCP, we need a plugin for Stackdriver, but in CloudWatch or Stackdriver, you don't have only audit logs, you have a whole bunch of different logs. So we'll work on these shared libraries that will enable people to create. For example, in Amazon, we have a plugin for ELB, CloudWatch, CloudFront, sorry, ELB, CloudFront, etc., with the same mechanism at the lowest layer, because we can share these libraries. Hope it makes sense. My French is not too clear.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. What I wanted to ask, so like you want to do the CloudWatch yourself with the small team, and then we should basically just go for other ones, or how do you want to?
We need to discuss with Leo, Jason, and if everybody is interested, please tell us about how to orchestrate the modules, what modules we want first, etc., and what methodology we want to create them. But if anybody from the community is interested by contributing, yes, you're welcome, of course.
Yeah, one of my colleagues would actually be quite helpful, but only on the AWS or the CloudWatch part.
Yeah,
I'll send his contact details to you by Slack.
Perfect. I was the Amazon expert before, so
okay,
of course, sure.
Okay, that's you might learn from each other. Yeah, which is good. Okay. Anybody has any more comments? You guys, all guys? Oh, Dan has arrived. Good. Hey, Dan.
He is always in our heart.
Yeah. Okay. Any more topics?
I'm just glad to see you all. How are you? How is everybody?
Yeah, good. Everybody, hopefully. Glad to see you guys. Probably it's gonna be quite busy for you then, and some of us with the upcoming conventions and all this stuff. Okay. Just trying to check. Okay.
Just one word about plugins. This is the second topic. We had discussions with Jason and Leo about where are we supposed to write the documentations about plugins. Because if you are taking a look in falco.org docs, you will find almost the whole documentations about plugins, but we have a lot of text. So we are wondering if we will not, how to say that, if Falco.org should be only small speeches about plugins, and the whole documentations about the developer guide, how to create a plugins, how to name your plugins, etc., should be directly in the plugins repository, which is also the registry repository, or if we should put everything in the same place. This is just a discussions about what will be the most convenient for the community to find out documentations about plugins and to find out easily where are the information they need to write a plugin, to use a plugin, etc. This is an open discussion.
I don't have a precise or strong opinion on this. So I see value in having plugins documentation inside the Falco website. Maybe we can find a way. If not, I'm not sure if this is technically possible as of now, but we might find a way to write documentation inside the Falco repository, the plugins repository, and having it automatically published on the Falco website. That would solve probably both the issues. I mean, what do you think, Thomas? Also, sorry, I'll add a bit more. Also, we will be probably face the need of having plugin specific documentation one day or another in the future. Also, especially for hard to implement use cases, or not. I mean, non-immediate plugin use cases. Like one thing is if you need to query an S3 bucket or to pick up a file from an S3 bucket. Another one is a plugin that connects to different APIs or does something complicated. In that case, probably plugin authors would like to provide a bit of documentation, at least for the init parameters or the open ones. Or, I mean, I see this coming in the future as soon as we welcome more and more plugins in the community.
I get that. My main concern currently is the registry is both for the registry itself and for some plugins like CloudTrails, Dummy, JSON, etc. So we have in the same repository two different kind of topics. So it works currently because we only have 4 plugins, but in 6 months, if we have 20 plugins, it will be hard for me to have the same all contents into a single repository. So I should prefer to have simple documentation in falco.org/docs, but the whole documentation about the developer guide, how to write a plugin, how to name a plugin, etc., at the registry level, and one repository per plugin, which are written by as official, like CloudTrail is. But this is just an idea.
Yeah, actually that makes sense. So I'm not sure you. I mean, obviously you know Nginx, so they have probably like 60, 70 modules already, and how they did it is, well, repository wise, it's exactly like Thomas said. So like different repositories, but also the tutorial is in GitHub, but the actual they call it a wiki is on a separate website, that such modules. So I might be able to look it up for you if that's help. Actually, it's here.
No, we can't hear you if you were talking. I saw you move your lips.
Yeah, I was talking. Yeah.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
So that's weird. I can hear you from the laptop, but I can talk through the earphones. Okay, sounds good. One opinion that I can give about having a mono repo like we have right now for plugins versus having one different repo for each plugin is a distribution. So the way it works right now is that we created in our CI a specific job for the plugins repository that actually every time we tag or release one specific plugin like a CloudTrail or JSON, automatically the release artifacts get published. And if we end up having 20, 30 plugins, we basically could overwhelm our CI with just plugin based jobs just for building all this stuff. And having a monorepo was at the very beginning, me and Leo were the propositors of that. And the two reasons were first, ease of distribution, which I just presented. And the second was kind of visibility, right? Like if you want to say, hey, I want to see Falco plugins, where do I look? I look in that place and I have the list of all the available. And that's why the registry is in that place too. So this is just, a thought, but this is basically the thought process that guided us to that, decision in the first place.
So if you can add that link to Nginx resources that you said to the HackMD, it'd be useful.
Yeah, I just did it.
Anyway, I think in future we have to discuss about how to distribute plugins, because currently the distribution is just basically a README in a GitHub repository. But if we have more and more plugins, we should think about something like a hub. This is exercise ideas we should have for rules, for example, is how to spread the word to the world. So hub with plugins, and you just have to set an ID in the Falco configurations, and everything will be downloaded and installed for you, like we have with Grafana modules, for example. If you want to modules, you just have to add it in the list at the bootstrap of Grafana, and everything is set for you. but I think it's maybe too soon. It's too soon, of course. But
we tried for the plugin registry to create the opportunity to do that, because the plugin registry in the very first, concept was just a markdown document, which was not good to be automatically processed, and that's why right now it is a YAML. So the table you can see in the plugins repository inside the README is auto-generated by our bot, and we can easily auto-generate more stuff, like in Falco website or in whatever place we prefer that information to be displayed and in which form. So we can definitely work on that. There is an open playground for this.
Awesome.
this is not top priority, but we will work on that for sure.
Sure. I mean, this will probably become more hot as soon as we get more contribution on plugins. So I was also thinking people not wanting to contribute their plugin directly into the Falco security plugins repo because they have their own. They might want still to provide documentation somehow. I don't know. I'm just wondering. So we are not forced to take a decision today. So I think this is super valuable to take into consideration in the background. That as soon as plugins start flowing in, we will have somehow to take a decision on this.
Okay. And Thomas, you're gonna be the main person here, right? With
Yeah.
you guys of the plugin, so you're gonna siphon all the information in, and I mean, obviously the decision is for the group to make, but yeah.
You can contact me if you want to discuss about, and for
Okay.
sure we have more details or some ideas.
Yeah.
We'll share with everybody, of course.
Okay. Anybody else have thoughts on this topic, or we can move to the next one? Okay, then let's move to the next one, which is basically yours, Mauro, right?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I don't want to hijack the meeting or take more than 5 minutes here, but I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Mauro. I'm currently working at Red Hat on a newish product called Advanced Cluster Security, which was based on the SysDig libraries, and we've moved to using the Falco security libraries about a month ago. We're currently on the process of open sourcing the whole project. And yeah, basically just give you guys a heads up that we are going to try to start upstreaming our changes, and you're going to see some PRs coming from us. I was actually in charge of moving all of our changes from SysDig to Falco. We have a fork for that, and it's about 7,000 lines of code, which obviously we are not just going to create a PR with all of that on your repo, because you're just going to throw us back into our home. But yeah, we're going to try to slowly but surely add any contributions that we can into your repo.
All right, I have a question, and this is awesome, by the way. Welcome, and we appreciate seeing you here and the rest of our fam from Red Hat. Let me ask you a question. Are you working with Robbie and the team on that side? Is he still, because we worked with him early, and I know he came to the meeting and kind of suggested some stuff. Really looking forward to what you all do from this space, because again, you are listed as an adopter, and really like to see your contribution, because selfishly, again, from a graduation perspective, that's number one, but also, you all have a lot of really good experience in the world, and whatever we can do, or excuse me, the team can do in general, I think is going to be super awesome. So whatever you need from us, please feel free in the channel to ask whatever questions you need, and I'm sure everybody will be here to help you. So thank you.
Cool. Awesome. No, thank you. Yes, I am with Robbie. He's my team leader. He's actually on vacations now. And actually, I see Yuko is actually on the call, and he's also one of my teammates. So yeah. Again, we have a lot of changes. Some of them are ready to just be upstream as they are. Some of them need a little more work. We have a lot on our plate, so we're slowly gonna be adding changes and seeing how the whole dynamic on upstreaming and merging to your repos look like. So yeah, we're all very excited about it.
And Fred and Terrell, maybe that's something as well to maybe sidebar on. I know you're all it's same world, right? So again, not trying to like get kumbaya to everybody, but it's more of you all to have that discussion, because I'm sure there's a lot of really cool stuff we can do together. So awesome, very cool.
Mauro,
that
just
was
one more
it.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it on my side. Just small like intro.
Okay. And if you want to contact you, you're on Slack, right? In the Slack group.
I'm on the Slack. My handle is Mauro, basically. So pretty simple to find me.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also I have my my GitHub handle already there, and feel free to like message me, whatever you need.
Sure. I'm really looking forward to find out what you made up over there. It's good. Okay.
If you don't mind me asking too, I hate to carpet for so just asking this question here. Like, what's your ETA? What are you thinking in terms of just the overall process, so everybody can be prepared on our side?
Honestly, there's a lot of changes. I'm hoping to have like a very small PR with like a very simple change out, maybe by end of this week or beginning of the next one, just to like test the water. And I think I've been going through all of the changes and I'm trying to organizing them because that's a lot. But the very first one is like a really small change to allow the chisels to actually be configured through a string instead of file. Just have like a small Lua script on a string that you can just pass in and use that.
So,
and also, Mauro, so first of all, welcome and thank you for your upcoming contribution. We have a few maintainers here directly from their Libs repo. If I understand correctly, most of your contribution will be on that side of the project.
Yeah.
So feel free to ping us directly should you need advice to integrate your work upstream or whatever you might need.
Awesome, great. Thank you very much.
you're welcome. Okay, any more topics?
I have a
we should
small
discuss.
last point, just an information for everybody. We got back accesses, credentials for of Zoom, so we are now able to get vital records of all meetings, all calls we had. So the last meetings, last calls of 2022 are already in YouTube. So I'm just sharing with you the link. It's already at the top, in the header of the HackMD. So if you were late or missed a call, you will be able to watch them later. And if one call is missing from the past year, ask us and we'll try to find it out and post it in YouTube.
Yeah, I'll just add it to the hack mod if you don't mind. Sorry, not the Nginx one, but the YouTube one. Okay, so I guess one topic is left as a closing. Who's going to be, or who wants to be the MC next time? Anybody? Anybody volunteering? Okay.
I can do it next week. Yeah.
Okay, Pablo. Perfect. I'll add this to the hack mod as well. Okay. Awesome. Any more topics out of the top of your heads right now?
Yeah, super stupid question, but is the Falco YouTube channel listed on Falco website in any form, or I just forgot about it? Because if it's not, it will be maybe a good thing to put a pointer to it, just for people that couldn't attend all the posts.
There's a featured videos aspect there. Maybe it's just a change where we just make it that I think the issue is it's twofold. It's one, maybe we can add just to the community page versus having it be there. The featured videos is not just the Falco playlist. It's external stuff like somebody talking at a conference or legitimate stuff that's that. So I would suggest is probably just doing an addition to Falco Community, just being like, here's a link to all of our previous videos.
So basically on the Slack channel, right? The Falco
No,
channel.
in the falco.org website, right? So when you go to the website, under community, there would be, like right now it says develop and contribute, learn and connect. We could probably just do another link there, which I think is pretty simple PR.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the community speaks, everyone. Let's make sure everybody, is cool with that, right?
Yeah, like it's a simple solution but effective, and all the other channels are there. So perfect.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the.
Sorry, Terrell, you wanted to say something?
No, sorry, I didn't say anything.
Okay. Okay. So I guess then this is a wrap for today. Thank you all for attending this call. I mean, I haven't seen like 17, 18 people in a call like this recently. So thank you all again and see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Salt.
You're welcome.